In this video, we are going to go through how to get started with Inspire Planner. To open Inspire Planner and use all of its features, go to the App menu at the top right corner. Then go to App Launcher and click on Inspire Planner. Within Inspire Planner, projects can be viewed and created from within the Projects tab. By default, the page only displays projects you've recently viewed. However, you can change your view by going to the pick list on top of the page. Here you can choose to view all projects, all project templates, or projects by their status. Simply click on the list to select and click on Go. To create a new project, click on New Project on top of the page. Then populate the project details beginning with the project name. Now, if you would like to designate a project as a template, simply select Is Template. Project templates are simply projects designated as a template, and the project becomes an option within the project template field. New projects can then be created by inheriting properties from a project template. This feature makes it quick and easy for you to create new projects. You can also choose to link the project to an account or to any other object within Salesforce. When a project is linked to an account, for example, then it means that you can view the project as well as create new projects from an account record. To the right are the project key performance indicators or KPIs, which indicate the overall project health. KPIs are manually adjusted but can also be automated if preferred. Once you've entered all of the project details, click on Save on top of the page. Now the page will automatically refresh and take you to the Inspire Planner Project Schedule interface. Here is where you will create your project tasks, define task dependencies, and assign tasks. The first thing you would need to do is to create your project tasks. We recommend that the first row be the overall project. To move to the next row, simply hit Enter on your keyboard. Then continue to add more tasks. Tasks can also be created by copying and pasting them. Simply use your Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V keys to copy and paste tasks. If you right-click anywhere on the project task list, you will see a context menu with several options, such as the ability to add tasks and subtasks, add the task before or after the selected row, or to delete the selected tasks. You can also change a task's color by going into Change Task Color and then selecting a color from the menu. You can also add or delete rows by using the plus and X icons you see within the project toolbar on the left. Now, once you've created all of your project tasks, you can begin to group them. You can organize and group project tasks by selecting tasks and using the indent icon you see within the project toolbar on the left. To select tasks, simply hold your Shift or your Control key, and then you can go ahead and indent them all together. Now, as you indent tasks to create groupings, you'll notice that Inspire Planner organizes them into parent and child tasks. Now, parent tasks are simply a sum of its children. So what this means is that when you specify duration or specify the % complete for each of the child tasks, they all roll up to the parent task. You'll notice as well that as you make changes to the project, every change you make is highlighted by a red indicator at the top left, which means that these changes have not been saved. You'll also see a message beside the project name on top notifying you of any unsaved changes. To save all of your changes, click on the Save Project Plan icon within the project toolbar on the left. So now that you've created your tasks, the next step would be to specify the duration of each of your tasks. So to specify duration, simply double-click on the cell beside the task under the column for duration. The default duration unit used is days. To increase or decrease duration for a task, simply use the up and down arrows you see to the right. You may also manually enter a value. Now, Inspire Planner allows you to change your duration unit. You can use hours, weeks, or months. So to change the unit, simply enter the letter corresponding to the unit you would like to use. For example, if the duration is set to 12 hours, simply enter 12 and the letter H and hit enter on your keyboard. This will change the unit to hours. And when you increase or decrease the duration, it keeps the unit you've chosen. If you'd like to change the duration to weeks, simply enter W, and for months, simply enter MO. To change the unit back to days, simply enter the letter D. Now, if a specific task is a milestone, just set the duration to 0 days, and this will change it into a milestone. Again, remember to save your changes by clicking on the Save Project Plan icon you see within the project toolbar on the left. So after you've specified the duration of your tasks, the next thing you would need to do is to specify predecessors. Predecessors are the dependency relationships that exist between tasks. So Inspire Planner actually supports the 4 common types of predecessor relationships: the finish to start, 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 finish, finish, and start, finish type of predecessor. Predecessors can be defined by manually entering a value under the predecessor column for each task on the left, or you can also define predecessors using the Gantt chart on the right. It's easier to specify predecessor relationships using the Gantt chart. So to define predecessor relationships between tasks, simply hover over a task until you see 2 circles appear on each end. So to create a finish to start type of predecessor relationship, simply drag the end of the first task to the beginning of the next task. So this means that task 2 cannot start until task 1 is complete. To create a start-start type of predecessor relationship, simply connect the beginning of the first task to the beginning of the next task. This means that the 2 tasks begin at the same time. To create a finish type of predecessor relationship, simply drag the end of the first task to the end of the next task. This means that the 2 tasks must finish at the same time. And to create a start-finish type of predecessor relationship, simply drag the beginning of the next task to the end of the first task. So this means that the first task cannot finish until the next one is started. So notice that as you define predecessor relationships within the Gantt chart, it also automatically populates the predecessor value within the project task list on the left. Lag time can also be specified between tasks. So to specify lag time, simply click on the orange square that connects the tasks. Then you can specify lag time in days. So simply use the up and down arrows to increase or decrease the lag time. Then click on OK. Again, always remember to save your changes by clicking on the Save Project Plan icon within the project toolbar on the left. Now, we highly recommend that you specify task duration and predecessors before adjusting your start and finish dates. This way, all you will need to do is to adjust the start date of the very first task, and Inspire Planner will automatically adjust the dates of the succeeding tasks based on the predecessor relationships you've defined and the duration of each task. Now, let's continue to populate the rest of the information for each of your project tasks. So you'll notice here, if we were to scroll to the right of each task, we're able to specify a task status. We can also specify the percent that's been completed. We can assign a task, so we'll come back to assigning tasks later on. We have our predecessors. We can specify priority for each of these tasks. And we can also define planned effort. So planned effort is the estimated amount of effort it's going to take to complete a task in terms of hours. So if task 1 is estimated to take 12 hours to complete, we would enter 12 hours as the planned effort. The actual effort is a roll-up of the time that's been entered by the assigned resource. So you don't actually populate the actual effort for a task. Rather, it's going to be a roll-up of any time entries by the assigned resource. You can also define a budgeted cost and actual cost for each of your tasks, specify a task category, as well as add notes. Now, Inspire Planner also allows you to customize your view by reordering columns or by choosing which columns to display and which ones to hide. So to reorder columns, simply drag and drop a column to your desired area. And to select which columns to display or to hide, simply hover over any of the columns you see, click on the drop-down arrow to the right, go to Columns, and simply select the columns you would like to display. To hide a column, simply deselect it from the list. The page will automatically refresh and display only the columns you've selected. Whenever you make changes to your view, whether it's reordering columns or choosing which columns to display or hide, Inspire Planner remembers your view settings, so the next time you open the project, you'll get the same view. Another thing you can do is to filter rows. For example, if I only want to see tasks that haven't been started, all I need to do is to click on the column heading, again, go to the drop-down arrow, go to Filters, and select the values I would like to see. The page will automatically refresh and only display tasks that match the value I specified. When a filter is applied to a column, the column heading appears italicized and underlined. To remove the filter, simply go back to the menu, go back to Filters, and deselect your filters. The page will automatically refresh and remove any filters you've applied. Now let's go over how to assign tasks. So resources can either be fellow users or they can also be contacts. To assign a task, simply double-click on the cell under the Assign To column. Then, click on the edit icon to the right. Here you can search for a user or a contact by name. Simply enter the name on top and click on Search, and Inspire Planner will return any users or contacts that match the name you entered above. Select the user and click on Assign Task. You will see their name move to the Assigned table at the bottom of the window. If you would like to assign the task to multiple resources, you can search for another resource simply by entering a name again in the window on top. Click on Search, select the resource, and click on Assign Task again. All of the users and contacts you've selected are displayed in the list below. Once you've selected all of your users, click on Close at the bottom of the window. You'll now see their names within beside the project task under the Assign To column. Now, when you assign a task to a resource, that resource becomes part of your project resources. This means that when you need to assign another task to the same resource, you don't need to search for that person again. All you have to do is to double-click on the cell, click on the drop-down arrow, and you'll see your project resources. You can then select the resource from the list. This makes it easy and quick for you to assign tasks to resources. Now, by default, each resource is responsible for 100% of the work that's been assigned to them. However, if the task is assigned to multiple resources, you can actually specify the percentage of work that the resource is responsible for. So to do so, simply double-click on the resource name, click on the drop-down arrow, and then change the number of units that they're responsible for. So in this example, if Anna is responsible for 70% of the work and Ty is responsible for 30%, I would change the percentage to 70-30. This divides the planned effort between resources according to the percentage of work that they're responsible for. Now, to the left of each project task, you'll find a paperclip icon, which is a file attachment indicator, and you'll also notice there's a chatter message indicator. So these icons indicate whether there's a file attached to the project task or whether there's a chatter feed posted. So to attach a file to a project task, all you need to do is to double-click on the file attachment indicator, And then you can choose to upload a file from your computer or to select a file that's already stored within Salesforce. So in this example, we're going to upload a file from our computer. So we're going to choose File, and then simply select a file from your local drive. If you would like to post a message regarding the file, you can do so. And then click on Share. Once the file is uploaded, you can then close the window. You'll notice that the file attachment indicator now appears highlighted, which indicates that there is a file attached to this specific project task. Now, to open the chatter feed or to post a message regarding a task, simply click on the chatter message indicator, and you can choose to post a message, upload the file, attach a link, or also create a poll. So to post a message, simply enter your message, and you can tag other users simply by using the @ sign and entering their name. And then you can go ahead and continue to enter your message. Then click on Share and close the window. You'll notice that the chatter message indicator is now highlighted since there is a chatter message associated with this project task. Now that we're familiar with creating our project schedule, let's go over the project toolbar on the left and learn the different actions we can perform using all of these different icons. So the first two icons you see are the undo and repeat action icons. Whenever you make a change to the project schedule, you have the ability to undo or repeat your changes. However, these actions are only available for unsaved changes. This means that once you save the project, you can no longer use the undo and repeat action icons. The next icon is the project detail icon, which allows you to view the project detail and make changes to the project in a separate tab. The icon beside it is the chatter discussion for project icon, which allows you to then open the chatter feed for the project. The next icon is the Save Project Plan icon, which saves all of the changes you've made to the project. Beside it is the Save As feature. This allows you to create a new project by saving or copying the existing one. So all you have to do is to enter a project name. You can also enter a brief description. You can choose to include any task assignments or file attachments. And you can also specify the default task for all project tasks for the new project. And to go ahead and create a new project, simply click on Save As. So what will happen is Inspire Planner copies the existing project and creates a new one from it. And it will automatically refresh and take you to the new project, which is a result of the clone or the Save As function. So let's go back to the project toolbar on the left. So following the Save As icon is the Export to Excel icon, which allows you to download your project's schedule to Microsoft Excel in CSV format. Beside it is the Print Project Plan, which allows you to print your project plan. Then you have the View All Project Attachments icon, which allows you to view all files attached to all tasks within the project. Beside it is the List All Salesforce Tasks icon, which allows you to then list all of the Salesforce tasks to provide you a more concise view. Then you have the Outdent and Indent icons. Under, you have the Collapse and Expand All Task icons. Then you have the Add or Insert New Task and Delete Task. And then you have the ability to hide the project task list. So this allows you to hide the project task list so you can better see the Gantt chart. To display the project task list again, simply click on the same icon. You also have the ability to view the project in full screen mode, which is the next icon. And then to go back, Just click on the same icon again. So the next icon allows you to add project collaborators. So this allows external contacts to view tasks assigned to them via the Inspire Planner portal. So to add a collaborator, simply click on the Add Collaborator button and search for a user or contact. You can enter their name to search for them. Okay, simply click on the magnifying glass, select the user or contact, and click on Select at the bottom of the window. You can then specify the permission level, whether they're able to just view the project or edit them. You can also specify which tasks they're able to see, whether they're able to see only tasks assigned to them or the full project. When you click on Share, this will send the contact or the user an email with a link to the Inspire Planner external portal. The first time the user or the contact logs into the portal, they'll be prompted for a password. They can then log into the portal afterwards using the password they've assigned for themselves. So within the portal, the user or the contact is able to see the tasks assigned to them, and they're also able to update them. So the next icon beside the Add Project Collaborators is the Display Project Critical Path, which will highlight the critical path within the Gantt chart on the right. Let's just move it a little bit so we can see. Okay. If you would like to hide the critical path, click on the same icon. Then the next icon allows you to set the project baseline. So you have the option of setting the baseline for all tasks or for new tasks only. Establishing a baseline essentially means that you are recording the planned project schedule. Now, when a baseline is established, you are then able to see by how much your project and the tasks vary from the original schedule should the schedule change. The next icon displays the baseline within the Gantt chart. So the baseline is the light gray bar that you see under each project task. So this allows you to visually see the variance between the planned schedule and the new project task schedule should the schedule change. Now, by establishing a baseline and seeing the variance of your tasks against it, you're able to see which tasks take longer or whether they're often delayed. So this allows you to then know whether the duration and planned effort for tasks need to be adjusted for future projects. To hide the baseline bars within the Gantt chart, click on the same icon as before. So the next icon is the resource allocation icon. So here you're able to search for resources by entering a resource attribute on top. And this returns resources that match the attribute you enter. So this feature allows you to see resources as well as their capacity and availability. The last icon within the project toolbar allows you to reset your project view. So now that we're familiar with the project toolbar, let's go over the Gantt chart toolbar at the top right corner. So the Gantt chart toolbar actually allows you to perform tasks within the Gantt chart. The first icon allows you to switch your project task list to a Kanban view. So when you switch your project task list to a Kanban view, it lists all of your project tasks in a Kanban board below the page, with each of their parents listed in the menu here on the left. You can then move your project tasks from status to status simply by dragging and dropping the task card according to their status. As you move your tasks according to their status, you'll notice that the Gantt chart here on the right displays the same color as the task status that you define within the Kanban board underneath. To switch back to a project task list, go back to just click on the task list view icon at the top right corner. So to move to the previous or to the next timelines within the Gantt chart, simply click on the left and right arrows you see at the top right corner. To zoom in and out of the timeline, use the zoom in and zoom out icons at the top right. To see the full timeline, simply click on the next icon. Now the gear you see at the top right corner allows you to view the project settings. Here you can specify the start and end of the working day. This calculates the hours between the start and the end of the working day you specify to determine the number of hours within a workday. What this means is that when you specify duration for tasks in hours, Inspire Planner automatically adjusts the finish date of a task when the number of hours specified in the duration exceeds the workday hours calculated within the project settings. Now so from here you can also specify whether weekends are working days, and you can also define whether you'd like to send a task notification to the assigned resource. So when Send Task Notification is enabled, a notification email is automatically sent to the assigned user or to the assigned contact. If anything is changed, remember to click on Apply at the bottom of the window. The last icon at the top right corner allows you to hide the Gantt chart so that you can see your project task list in full screen. If you'd like to display the Gantt chart again, just click on the same icon. So this concludes the video on getting started with Inspire Planner. We encourage you to get started with your first project and make sure you check out the Inspire Planner help page to view more videos and articles.